Hi there, you are going to join me today at my favorite Goodwill. The first thing that I saw, I sighed. Oh, I sighed when I saw the chip on it, I'll tell you that. I spied this Mary Gregory style vintage vase on the clear glass section. It had a big chip there on the rim, so I did leave that there and moved on to the rest of the hard goods going down the brown section. On the end cap, there was this little bag. Wait, I'll show you. There it is. And it wasn't until I was getting this video ready, I was like, wait a minute, these aren't chipmunks. These are bears. They're bears, salt and pepper shakers. One's pointing and then the other one's pointing away. There are no chips or cracks and there's some surface wear, but they're so adorable. I put them immediately into my cart. The next thing I spied was this little collie or Sheltie puppy dog. I'm a sucker for puppy dog figurines because, as we know, we have 4 puppy dogs. I thought this was really cute. It does have some surface wear to it, but haven't put it in the light box of truth yet, so hopefully I won't find any cracks. I like selling trays, especially this kind of size tray. They're metal. You don't have to worry about them breaking, but they had these all individually priced at $2 a piece. But this tray here, the gold, I'm not really a big gold person, but I thought this was really, really cool looking. Isn't that neat? It still has the original stickers. It has a nice, pretty lemon tree on it. I think that is really nice. So I decided to just buy that tray instead of the individual trays. It was an interesting day at Goodwill on this day because there were a lot of religious figurines, but then there were also a lot of things wrapped in bubble wrap. And you'll see later, see behind me on that shelf, behind Joseph here, on the shelf, you can kind of see some of the bubble wrapped packages. And we're going to go through those later. So Mary, the Sacred Heart of Mary figurine, I thought that was very pretty. I was checking to see that there weren't any repairs to her halo. That was just some dirt and making sure there aren't any cracks. And so I decided to take that with me. And then I won. Look at that. It's a pretty neat little light. But I have only actually bought one praying hands. I have a Viking glass praying hands bookend. But the rest of the things I just play the game and put them back on the shelf. Here was a nightlight of Mary. And some other items that I could tell went with the rest of these religious items. I think they had just put them out because no one had unwrapped them yet. Here was a box of, looks like drawer pulls. They had that priced at $15. Giving you a look at the shelves here too. Here's a larger tray. That one was only $2. But that would be a little bit harder to ship. I would have to make a box for that. Here was another Mary and Jesus figurine. This is a Norcrest. And nobody was chipped. They had their noses still, so I decided to put those in my cart. I thought this was pretty, but there was something going on there. I don't know if it was burnt. I'm not sure what was going on there, but I did like it, but I didn't like that stain there. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get that out. It was a kind of a shame because the butterfly still had its petal. You always have to check out what's in the boxes. You never know what's in there. Apparently, nothing exciting. This was turned over, so I flipped it the right way. Little bunny figurine, probably a hobbyist piece. And then these two, I mostly got these just so I could take them home and clean them because I knew that they were so dirty. And then look at how cute this little pink puppy dog is. So sweet. I mostly got the swans because I knew that these were going to be beautiful. And you will see at the end of the video, they are so pretty. They're not that color anymore. They're actually pink. There is some chipping to the flowers, but I still like them. This ashtray set, I thought was giving off some vintage vibes. I liked how it had the smaller ashtray in the center. I like the color and the look of it. So I decided to go ahead and get that. Also in the red section was a little holy water font that you could hang on your wall. They had $5 on that. I moved on to the blue section, and this plate was from 1970, and I believe it said Norway in Norwegian on the front of it. So I was checking it out, looking to see if it was anything that I should look up. You could see the boats there. I thought that was neat looking. I thought that this was a vintage, like old from the 70s, but it had a made in China and a mark on it. And I know that some of those can be old, but I decided to put that back on the shelf. This is flash glass or stained glass, some people call it. But I don't really like picking this up because they had tape on it, and then you run the risk of the paint being scratched. I see a lot of these Asian figurines in this Goodwill, and someone buys them. I did get one of these one time in an auction lot. I think this one said $9.99, which I thought was kind of high. But they are very pretty, and the one I got at the auction lot I did sell. While we're looking at the rest of the red shelves, I want to thank you for your support of my channel. And please make sure if you have subscribed in the past that you're still subscribed, because YouTube sometimes kind of kicks people out. I don't know why. I've said this before, it happens to me. So I always periodically recheck to make sure I'm subscribed and hit notification bell so you know when I do release a new video. I thought this was really cool, but it was very, very heavy, had a lot of weight to it. I think it was a handmade piece, obviously. And then this giant, large, even bigger, heavier tray caught my attention. I wanted to see who made it. Where was this coming from? They had it on a poor little bowl. So there it is, Danea, I think it said. And if this is worth $1 million, please do not put that in the comments because I put it back on the shelf just because of the sheer size and weight of it. I did like it, though. It was very, very pretty. I realized on my phone that I can zoom back to give you a wider look at the shelves. So that's what we're doing here. This was a musical box. It was kind of broken inside, so I left that there. And then I found this cruet. It was all together. There's who made it. It was all together. They still had the lids and everything. It's only $4. But I left that there. I thought at first these were flying pigs, but I just realized the pigs had bows in their hair. I thought that was pretty cute. And let's see what else. Oh, I thought these were really pretty. $1.99. I like the color of them. Thought they were very bright and cheery. But I left those there as well. Seeing if this was a old mixing bowl. And look at that. That looks like fun. I'd also like to send out a great big thank you to everyone who came out to meet Jocelyn and me at the meet and greet last Friday. It was a lot of fun. It was nice talking to all of you and hearing your stories and sharing some laughs. Thank you so much for coming out. This had a chip to it right there, so I did leave that on the shelf. It was vintage Jadeite too, so it was a shame. These were neat, but I thought they were a little bit pricey. They were $5 a piece. Obviously hobbyist pieces. The unicorns were a little like, bah, like they're jumping down. Their manes were flying high in the air, and they were both the same. So I decided to put those back. This I thought was salt and pepper shakers. It had dog figurines in it, so I was like, I'm there for it. And it didn't look like anybody was chipped. And I had a nice little surprise when I got home. There is a little Yorkie in there that is a Hagen Renaker. So that's the first time I found a Hagen Renaker at Goodwill. So I was pretty excited. The black section usually isn't my favorite section to look at because it's kind of on the boring side, but you never know what you'll find. I wanted to see who made this mug, and I have it on the kind of far away zoom, so it's hard to see. Sorry. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was looking at these Halloween mugs. I forgot. And I wanted to know who made them. So I left those on the shelf. But there was this cute little basket of critters that I left that as well. This area, they usually have bigger things. They'll have shelving units or big bowls like these salad bowls. It's nice how they have it organized, and they continue to organize the store. They've moved the purses to the front of the store. They've moved the artwork to the front of the store. They've changed up the toys that it's more neat and orderly. This bowl, I did not see a mark on it, even though I did like the look of it. I did leave that there, hoping it was an Eldrith or somebody else. And now we're back in the white section and more of the religious items. This, I think you would hang on a wall, or it was a little trinket dish. And this is a nappy dish. but they don't sell very well for me. And even though they're so pretty and you're holding history, basically, they're so old, but it's a shame. They don't sell well. So I'll pick them up once in a while, but I usually do leave those on the shelf. And then these look like they were some painted, you could paint your own ceramics, but I didn't see any Halloween or anything that stood out that would be unusual. So I did leave those on the shelf as well. It made me a little bit nervous packing those up. Well, I guess there's a pumpkin, but these were more nursery rhyme, not holidays. And shipping these, I was afraid that they would run the risk of being broken. So I decided to see who made that pot and then put it back. All right. I turned around, and if those of you who know, do you see what's on there? It says Moravian Pottery Tile Works. There was something inside the box, and I was hoping there were some tiles in there, and there were. They're astrology tiles from 1993. You have February and March, and then this one is December, January. I was so excited. I was thrilled. I kept saying, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" And then I was making sure there wasn't another one, and there wasn't. I was so excited. I love finding Moravian tiles, and these are not chipped. They're so cool looking. There's the back. And I think I showed the other one. Yes, I do. Here's the look. Isn't that so neat? So these are already listed. So excited that when you find something with a label on the box, it's what's in the box. So that was my most excited find for the day. This I bought because if you've watched my channel for a while, I grew up in California, grew up with this candy. This is C's candy. It's just a little candy dish, probably from their Easter collection. It had no chips or cracks. I was excited that I saw C's candy here in Pennsylvania, and so I decided to get that. It's in great shape and will be really cool around Easter time. All right, here are the wrapped up pieces that you kind of saw earlier. So I think someone closed down maybe their booth or someone donated items that they had in storage, but a lot of things were still wrapped, and Goodwill just slapped a price tag on it and kept some things wrapped up, which was really nice because then you didn't have to worry about anything breaking. I thought this was really cute, this little trinket dish with the owl and the cardinal on it. And then I started to think, well, could just open these up to see what's going on here. This was marked originally $24. It was a music box. And once I got it open, oh, and then I spied this stuffing. I like to use this for my packing, and it's cheaper than buying it at the craft store. So I put that on the cart and went back to this little music box. It's a wizard. I thought this would be perfect for Halloween, or if you like wizards. It does work. It does play. Over the music, though. I can't identify the song, but I'll play it again for you at the end of the video. So if you do know what the song is, I'd appreciate it if you would show me. And then I decided, well, I'm just going to put you on the shelf and we're going to go looking through these together. I thought I wouldn't have to do a voiceover in this section, but the volume was pretty low, and I know that can be bothersome to some people. The volume went down because I put you on the shelf, but that's okay. I can tell you what I'm doing. This figurine was from the Prado collection. It was a guardian angel. I didn't really think it was too crazy. I thought it was pretty, but I decided to leave that for somebody else. And then I say, here's a Pegasus. And then you can watch my face get redder. Like, look here. This is literally 35 seconds later. My face is all red. This took forever to get out of the wrapping. I was like, oh, really? Finally, here we are. And oh, all of that for just that. It was just a plain Pegasus, nothing crazy or exciting. So after all that work, I decided to put it back on the shelf. And then I'm looking to see if there's anything else that you are hiding on the shelf here. Oh, this was broken. Here was a little seductive angel, and I did put this in my cart, but I gave it to one of the workers, and they took it away because I thought that was dangerous, especially someone could easily cut their finger if they didn't realize it was broken. This was not a religious figurine. This is super cute. I'm going to show you. It's an owl. It was hard to get out. Look at that. It's a little votive owl. This has a clip on the inside for a nightlight, and this one has green eyes. I thought it was adorable, so I decided to get that. Halloween and the fall. Well, fall is here. Halloween and fall decor. I thought that would look really cute. Looking to see if there's anything else. Oh, there's another one. This was just a guardian angel with the children. You see that a lot on posters and pictures. So I decided to leave that. But then while I was there, I found this tray with poinsettias on it. It is marked made in China, but I feel it has some age to it. And I'm doing one last look to see if there's anything hiding there that I need to look for. Here was another Mary figurine, but I already had some Mary figurines, so I decided to leave that on the shelf. I decided to take the tray. They're easy to ship. And then I was looking to see if there was anything else that was wrapped up that I didn't see earlier. Here was a little musical angel, but I feel that she had something missing out of her hands. And then this little figurine was actually a bell. I love you, mother. That had some age, but I wasn't really feeling that. And then these were salt and pepper shakers. And it was actually a good day for the white section. This kind of is a step up from the black and silver section. There's usually not a lot of exciting things in this area. And that's part of the fun of shopping at thrift stores is you never know what you'll find. This was a this is a counter cross stitch piece, footprints in the sand. Very nicely done. I like the wood frame. I will sell it with the frame. I usually don't, but the frame really sets the piece off very nicely. Here was a Lennox Santa. Oh, not Lennox Santa. It was through Pandora, and I picked it up to see if it was worth any money. There was no charm in the little Pandora bag. They had it for $6.99, and it doesn't sell for too high of money, so I left it there. Here is everything else that I picked up on this trip to Goodwill. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see ya.